What's going on, guys? Your boy Joe Shake72 coming to you guys with a video right now. So we all know the season is over. So we have gotten a press conference, I think it was this morning, and we heard from Doug Pederson and Howie Roseman. Howie went on to say about the great season we did have, and that inner fight season we did have. There were no regrets of this whole season. Getting Golden Tate at the trade deadline for a third-round pick was not a regret. They were happy to bring him in for the year. Don't know if he's going to get re-signed, but Howie was pretty happy about how he did. Even us Eagles fans didn't really know what was going to happen, but really wasn't putting his offense too well in the beginning, and then finally got into the offense pretty nicely later on. The medical staff was another thing on point, and he said he trusts the medical staff. We had issues with the medical staff because guys were getting hurt left and right. What are they doing wrong? What are they telling these guys to do? What is their exercise? What is their diet? What is their way to stay hydrated? I don't know what the case is with that, but hopefully they fix that because we need the best medical staff, and they're getting paid millions of dollars to, they have millions of dollars to hire the best, and that's what they should do. So Howie Roseman makes one point out of this whole press conference that the Eagles are going to stay aggressive this year. They're very aggressive. They understand how many injuries they've had this year. They want to fill spots, upgrade this roster. That's his main concern, is upgrading this roster and being ready to compete next year. And that word aggressive was very important and has come up a bunch of times in this press conference that I watched. So, the aggressive Eagles, maybe not aggressive as 2 years ago, but when you have a little bit of cap space and some flexibility, you could be pretty aggressive on the front. So I'm very excited to see what happens in that regard. Now, Doug Pederson has already announced today, which is not a surprise, that Carson Wentz will be the starting quarterback next year. Whether we like it or not, I'm happy with it. Nick Foles is going to be gone. That's it. He's gone. Whether the Eagles let him go, that's $18 million saved. That's $18 million that comes back to us, which we need badly. Option 2, Eagles could pick up his $20 million option and then trade him for some various draft picks, some various draft capital. Some people argue the fact that we can't get anything for Foles, and some people argue the fact that we can actually get something nice for Foles. Option 3, the Eagles franchise tag Nick Foles for an extra $5 million at $25 million and make a nice trade. But do you really want to just risk that for draft picks, or do you just want to get the cap space this way? We have some flexibility, and we have some cushion. So that's another thing he talked about. All right, so we know Carson Wentz at 100%. Now, the last thing, well, maybe not the last thing, but we are going to have all our coordinators for next year. Nobody is leaving this team. Dave Phipp at special teams is staying. Jim Schwartz at defensive coordinator is staying. Mike Rowe at offensive coordinator is staying. And you know why I made that face? Because with Carson Wentz, between him being injured and between Mike Rowe not using Carson Wentz the way he should be used, Carson Wentz made his handoffs obvious, his throws obvious, and Carson Wentz's eye coordination on where he's throwing the ball made it very obvious, hence why he was picked a few times. No mobility, having that fractured spine, getting off that leg surgery, and it just wasn't his time this year. Nick Foles should have started this whole season. So Carson Wentz will be that starting quarterback, plus having all these guys back. And the good thing about it is we have the same coaches this coming up year. We don't got to worry about anything new. Everybody wants Jim Schwartz gone, which I don't understand. I don't. The guy had The guy had no defense. The guy had no corners, and we were literally picking through other teams. We were getting Cravon LeBlanc from the Lions practice squad, and he ended up turning out well. Devontae Bosley was a huge fucking disappointment. Chandon Sullivan, huge disappointment. Trey Sullivan at safety, he did okay, but hey, it is what it is. Avonte Maddox started at the safety position. Then when injuries arose, He went to the inside and then switched to outside corner. Has been pretty damn good. So that's two guys we don't have to worry about later on. So having these coaches really helps. And we're very lucky we didn't lose anybody. Joe Douglas will be here helping us with the draft, everything like that. There's nothing to worry about. So I'm excited for this offseason. I'm excited for what holes they could fill. And I'm going to go over the Eagles' salary cap in another video, totally separate. But I want you guys to know this. This team has every opportunity, every intention, and the sky's the limit for this team next year. And it is. And this is becoming a playoff team. They are becoming a playoff contender. And it's because of this coaching staff. It's because of Doug has created a culture for the Philadelphia Eagles. Doug Peterson has created a warm, brotherly, together family. I mean, I've never seen a team so close in my life, and I know no NFL team is like this. You could fucking question me on it. There is no fucking NFL team that is like this. So that's a great thing, and I'm glad a culture has been created, and Doug keeps everyone on their toes and has that attention with everybody. So that's what I want to say about this press conference. So expect for some crazy things to happen this offseason. And don't be surprised if the Eagles pull the trigger on some things. So I want to go to one more thing, and that is Brandon Graham. He's set to be a free agent now. Brandon Graham was interviewed this morning, I think on the telephone, on the radio, 94 WIP, and was saying that he's not going to be silly about free agency. If he gets, if another team offers him another, a $2 million more, he's not going to go crazy. He'll come back to the Eagles if he wants to. But he said overall, for his family's sake and his future, he wants to explore the market and see what is going to happen. Now, it's a 50-50 shot we get Brandon Graham back on a discount. He said he wouldn't mind being on a discount, but he's going to explore free agency. And I think a lot of teams will be after him, especially a team that already has a nice defensive line or, something like that. Because I don't think Brandon Graham's going to go to a team that's totally bad on defensive line. I think he's going to join a team that's almost at the top tier to do something. And you know what? If that's the case, man, Brandon Graham deserves to get paid. I'm not going to be a selfish fucking keep him here unless he really just is not interested in what's out there. But if he wants to come back, he can come back. If not, go get your money, Brandon Graham. You won us a Super Bowl. You stripped Brady in that Super Bowl, made the biggest play of your career, and you're one of the best defensive ends on QB pressures. I mean, I have to say, hurries, QB pressure. I mean, guy's been absolutely amazing. He had a slow start this year because he had surgery. And, the middle of the season was his preseason. And then you started to see this defensive line start to grow later in the year. Chris Long started to get better. Brandon Graham started to get a lot better. And, the whole defensive line really came together, because a lot of people were hurt. This person was out. This person had surgery. This person came out late, came back in. You know what I mean? There was guys out. Derek Barnett was hurt. There was a lot of guys that were out. Josh Sweat was hurt. You have a lot of options. But, hey, if you get him back, good. If not, I'm not going to be mad about it. The guy deserves to get paid. Let him get paid. He's 31 years old. He just turned 31 years old, I think. And the guy, if he needs to get paid, go get paid. I mean, as long as he doesn't go to an NFC East team, I really don't give a shit. But, I give him all the credit in the world, and I won't be mad if he signs with somebody else. It is what it is, man. We can't pay him. But I think at least he is, Brandon Graham is open to coming back for a nice premium discount. So that's where it counts the most. But that's really all the news today. So, tomorrow I want to go over the salary cap, how much we're going to have. And I already have all the numbers and some of it's kind of crazy. So it's going to be a nice offseason for the Eagles to cash, get some cash back and do something with that money. So we'll see what happens, and I will have a video out tomorrow. So the offseason is starting soon. Offseason vids, my draft and all those type of vids won't be coming out until probably after the Super Bowl. So stay tuned for that. And that's really it. So I'll see you guys later. So Shake Squad up, Fly, fly.